Hey, today we're going to talk about all of the things that you can get free or cheap in August. We're going to be talking about giveaways. We're going to be talking about benefits. We're going to be talking about settlements that'll pay you cash if you're eligible, and so much more. So let's start with free stuff. So, just a reminder that our sponsor chapter is giving away a free copy of their Amazon best-selling book, It's Not That Complicated: The Three Medicare Decisions to Protect Your Health and Money. And they're giving this book away free when you sign up for our email list at the link that you see on screen. You can go and grab that now if you're interested. And you should also know that August 6th is Root Beer Float Day. And that means that you can visit any participating A&W restaurant between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. on August 6th to get a free small root beer float. Now, do be aware that they will also be trying to upsell those special $10 collector's mugs in support of disabled American veterans. However, no purchase is necessary to get that small root beer float. You can go in and just get that. Some sources have reported that other restaurants like Hamburger Stand or even Wiener Schnitzel also give out free root beer floats on this day, but I was not able to confirm that any of those other restaurants are participating this year, but I did see that A&W is, so please be aware of that. Now, in addition to that, we also have a whole bunch of grants and low income programs and other things that are going on this month. So let's take a look at those opportunities as well. So if you have children in your household, hopefully by now you've received the Sunbucks that you might be eligible for. That's the summer EBT program that provides $120 in extra EBT money per child per summer to help cover the extra cost of food while school is out. Now, in most cases, you should receive those Sunbucks automatically. However, there are some situations in which that disbursement is not automatic. And in those cases, you do have to apply in order to receive that support. In most states, that deadline is going to be August 31st. In some states, it's a little bit earlier in the month, but there is still time to apply to get those benefits before the end of the summer 2025 season. If you apply in September, usually that's going to count for the next summer's disbursement. And I don't want you to miss out on any benefits that you may have been eligible for. So please look into that if you think you may have been eligible. You can call your school district for clarification, or you can usually apply right on your state's SNAP website as well. So please look into that if you think that you're eligible and you have not already received that. Now, if you are a woman who is the primary financial support for your household and you would like to go back to school and pursue your education, I would like you to know that the Soroptimist Live Your Dream Award is now open for applications. The awards range from $1,000 all the way up to $16,000, and this money can be used for childcare, books, tuition, transportation, and more to support your education goals. Now, those applications are accepted from August 1st through November 15th of each calendar year. You can apply at soroptimist.org. Now, there are a lot of other scholarship programs that open during August as well. This one is just my favorite. If you would like to see more information about scholarships, please just let me know and I would be happy to put something together for you. Now, in other news, there are a lot of organizations that give away free school supplies for K-12 students as well. Some of these events include other supportive services like free haircuts and other things, health screenings, all sorts of stuff. You can find a list of those events in our previous video or at lowincomerelief.com. You can see the link there on screen that'll take you directly to that list. Now, please be aware that most of these programs wrap up in early August. So it is important that you check right away if you are interested in receiving that extra support. In addition to that, our sponsor Skip has a bunch of business grant opportunities. I've been really surprised to see how many of you in the comments have been asking about business grants lately, and I think that's amazing because, as I've said in previous videos, I wholeheartedly believe that entrepreneurship is one of the best and most reliable paths out of financial struggle. So Skip is wonderful. They have a great database of all sorts of different grant programs. Their AI tools make it really easy to apply for those. Some of the ones that I saw featured on Skip this month include Skip Instant Grants of up to $5,000. AT&T is giving out $50,000 to one lucky business owner. You have to have a woman-owned business registered in the United States to qualify for that. And of course, Galaxy Grants for minority and woman-owned businesses are also open, and those are worth $2,950. So if you're interested in any of those, you can apply at the link that you see there on screen. In addition to that, if you're located in the state of Florida, My Safe Florida Home Grants are going to be opening again this year. This program provides grants to help strengthen your home against storms and hurricanes. Cool thing is that if you do get qualified for one of these grants and you do follow through with that, it can also help lower your home insurance premiums as well. Now, even if you don't want the grant, which you should know it's a dollar matching grant. So you can get up to $10,000, but to get that, it's a 2 to $1 match. So for every dollar you spend, the state's going to give you $2. So you do have to spend money to get that. If you don't want to go for the grant itself, you can still get a free wind mitigation inspection as long as you own a site-built single-family residential property in Florida. You don't need to apply for the grant to get that inspection, and hopefully they'll be able to give you some actionable tips to help prepare your property as well. But of course, if you are interested in that dollar matching grant, applications for that do open on August 4th. And of course, just as a carryover from some of our previous videos, Double Up Food Bucks is still running at many farmers markets. The Farmers Market Nutrition Program is still operational for WIC and seniors. That typically runs throughout the entire summer. And LIHEAP is still available in some areas. For example, in West Virginia, they are accepting LIHEAP applications until August 8th. So please, if you need help with your summer utilities, contact your local utility company, reach out to your local community action agency for that support because it is available in some areas. Okay, so now let's take a moment and talk about one of our other favorite sponsors here because they are looking for people who qualify for personal injury cases. And if you're eligible for one of these, you may be able to get significant financial compensation, which obviously would be really helpful, right? So right now they're looking for people who have been involved with auto accidents, who have personal injury claims. They're also interested in cases where either you or your child have experienced negative consequences as a result of video game addiction or social media addiction. They're also investigating autism cases linked to certain baby foods, cancers linked to certain chemical hair relaxers, rideshare assaults, and so much more. So I strongly recommend that you go check out the link that you see on screen to see if you're eligible for any of their open cases. It's usually just a quick 3 to 5 question survey, and then they can give you a free case review and see what your options might be. So definitely check that out if that's something that you think you might be eligible for. Now let's talk about those class action settlements. Now, class action settlements are a little bit different, right? This is when a company did something wrong and then they got sued and then they were told to settle with everyone who could be affected. So there are a lot of options out there. It's usually really quick and easy to claim these. And I just want to make sure that you're not missing out on anything that you might be eligible for, because even though some of these are only worth 10 to 15 bucks, some of them are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So let's dive in and take a look and see what's up. If you were a TracFone wireless customer, and this does include other brands like Straight Talk, Simple Mobile, Net10, Walmart Family Mobile, Total Wireless, and so on. But if you were one of their customers and you were affected by that data breach that happened on or before December of 2021, you could receive anywhere between $30 and $50,000, depending on how much you were affected by the breach. Now, obviously, the higher end of that settlement, you're going to need to be able to show the receipts, right? You're going to need to be able to demonstrate how much time you spent dealing with that, how much it cost you, so on and so forth. You can also get up to 36 months of credit monitoring. There is a certain amount. The idea is that they pay you like $30 an hour for the time that you spent dealing with the breach. And then they also reimburse you for actual costs that you can prove. There is usually a limit on how many hours you can claim without evidence. But if you were affected by that data breach, I would encourage you to go check that out at that website and file your claim by August 7th so that you can get the money that you are owed from that. If you have purchased products on Torrid.com between the dates that you see on screen, and you lived in either Oregon, California, or Washington at the time of that purchase, you may be entitled to up to $15 in cash or store credit if you file a claim at that link by August 26th. It's important that you get your claim in by the deadline or you are considered to have waived those rights by default. So make sure you take action right away if you're covered by one of these. Now, if you purchased Gerber Good Start Gentle Infant Formula between October of 2011 and April of 2016, and you lived in Florida or New York at the time, you may be able to get up to $80 depending on whether or not you have a receipt and how much you purchased. You can see the link there on screen. You'll need to file your claim by August 25th. Now, If you used a credit or debit card to upload money to buy school lunches on the My School Bucks platform, and you did that between June of 2013 or July of 2019, you may be able to get some of that money back. The amount that you receive will depend on the amount that you spent. You can see the link there on screen, and those claims are due by August 20th. Now, if you rented a car from Sixt on or before June 30th of 2019 and you received a damage claim after January of 2014, you may be eligible to get up to 70% of that charge refunded. That is substantial. They're saying that the average payout is expected to be over $350. And in addition to this, they are willing to remove any negative reporting on your credit report. So if you were impacted by this, I highly recommend that you take action right away. You can see that big long URL there on screen, and you have to file that claim by August 15th. But this is a great way to get some money back and also clean up your credit a little bit at the same time. GameStop also had some website security issues. If you purchased a video game on their website between August 18th of 2020 and April 17th of 2025, and you had a Facebook profile at that same time, you can receive up to $5 cash or a $10 voucher to spend on their website. You have to claim it by August 15th at that website that you see right there. Now, if you had an account with Mazuma Credit Union and you were charged certain fees between September of 2018 and December of 2024, you may be able to get some of your money back as well. The amount is going to vary depending on how much they charged you. You'll need to file your claim by August 13th at the link that you see on screen. There are actually a lot of banks that have gotten in trouble for their way that they're handling those overdraft fees right now. So there is also an open settlement for anyone who banks with Midland States banks. And that includes not only Midland States, but also Alpine Bank and Trust or Centru Bank. And if you were charged certain overdraft or NSF fees, you may be able to get some of that money back. You need to file that claim by August 11th to be able to claim that money. Now, if you live in Washington State and you received unwanted texts from Ford of Prosser or Bill Pierre Ford after June 1st of 2020, you could receive up to $10 cash or a $29 voucher for services at one of those Ford dealerships. However, I would encourage you to take the cash instead because those vouchers do expire on December 31st. You're allowed to choose that cash option. You'll just have to do it when you fill out your claim, which is due by August 8th. Along with that, TMX Finance also experienced a security breach. So their brands include Title Max, Equity Auto, Speedy Cash, Cash Central, a whole bunch of different companies. If your information was accessed, stolen, impacted, or compromised by their data breach, you could receive up to $35 without evidence of losses, or up to $500 with documented monetary losses. Now, if you're not sure if you were affected and you don't do anything, they are going to credit your existing balance, $20, if you currently owe them money. But obviously, you're going to get more if you follow that URL and you file that claim by August 6th. So if you were affected, I recommend that you take action so that you don't miss out. Now, I know a lot of us have our numbers on the National Do Not Call Registry, and we get those obnoxious marketing calls anyway. It's good to see that companies are being held accountable for that. So if you received unwanted marketing texts from Drips to promote their quote wizard goods or services, you have to have received 2 texts in a 12-month period to be eligible. You could receive $76. Now, if you received more than 2 texts, you could get an additional approximately $38 for each additional text that you received. You can file that claim at the link you see on screen, and those are going to be due on August 5th. And of course, if you live in California and you made a purchase from mattressfirm.com between August 1st of 2020 and July 16th of 2024, you can receive either $40 cash or a $40 voucher if you file your claim at the link that you see by August 5th. And if you had a checking account with Park National Bank and you were charged an overdraft fee between the dates that you see on screen, which surprisingly span almost 10 years, then you may also be able to get some of that money back as well. It's unclear how much you're going to get. I would assume that that's going to be tied to however much they billed you. You can file your claim at the link that you see on screen by August 5th to claim your money back from that as well. Now, of course, if you're looking for even more opportunities to get a little bit of extra money, I'd encourage you to go check out our sponsor, Free Cash. They'll pay you to test new apps, play games, and more. You can get started at the link that you see on screen. Go ahead and go check that out. And don't forget to check out our other videos for more ways that you can save money and get free stuff. I'll see you there.